Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito Clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
What's up, everybody? Oh, it's been so long. I don't know how to do this anymore. What is up, folks? You see, I'm still plugging things in the back. Feels like we're like in the pandemic. Remember back then, back in the day, we used to do this a lot. I'd always start off with an apology, going, "I'm sorry about this. Sorry about this. We're working it out. We'll figure it out." Who remembers that? Hands up if you do. Good afternoon, Erickson. Welcome to the show. Okay, I worked it out. Got the lights going on here. Wow, yeah, this feels really like circa 2020 to me. But it's good that everybody's here. Let's see who we've got in the comments section. Oh, there we go. They're already coming in hot. The thing we didn't really advertise this show. We should have, right? We should have advertised this show because we've got not just a great lineup for you today. We got a great interview for you today. We also have a 20 grand worth of cash. Like that's like cold hard cash going to be sent out to two people. And then we've also got some power banks, some Chang'an. So we got 3 different raffles that we're going to be doing later on today. But I'm very excited about our guest because our guest is going to be talking about some business opportunities. Hi, Leslie. Nice also being here live as well. It's been a while. And so back to our guest. I'll introduce him in just a second, but I think what's exciting about this is bringing in a guest that can help us, or some people out there who are still looking to make money from home. A lot of people are always looking for these either sidelines or to really control their own hours. And we're talking about Forex trading. Apparently, this is a big thing. I myself am just learning about it, kind of into crypto, but that's different to Forex trading. And I've always been interested because a lot of the people that I talk to in crypto, people cross over a bit because they do the Forex trading, buy the USDT and the BTCs and all that kind of jazz. But what I'm going to be showing you with the help of my guest today is how you can potentially make some money, sideline money, full-time money, who knows? We're here to discuss that. So let's call in our guest now if we're ready. X, is our guest already lined up, ready to go? I just don't want to introduce our guest until such time. Yeah.
No, you need to stretch a bit. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. That's all good. Let me get myself organized here. Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. So, what is up, people? Like, I mean, what have you been doing for the last few weeks that we've been off air? Actually, it's been more than a couple of months, I think, that we've been off air. Thanks, Jim. We promised we'd come back with a new format, but we haven't quite fixed the format yet. It's really, because the thing is, to come back in a new format, got to be something really different. We haven't really come up with anything that we really feel is going to, so this is going to be the current format for now, just because we didn't want to waste this opportunity talk to our guest. Let me explain. Ferdy Pabalan is the chairman and founder of Born to Win PH. Is one of these companies that has been widely credited by many people on the internet as being the number one platform for Forex trading. Again, we're going to learn together. So I'm not sure. I've never met Ferdy before, but I'm very interested in talking to him, because Forex is something I hear a lot about. I've got friends that do this on the side, and they seem to make quite decent money doing it. So if there's anything we can learn, I'd like to learn together, and then of course pass it on to you guys, because that was pretty much the humble beginnings of this show, if anyone remembers that. Back in 2020, when things just went completely crazy, we decided to come up with this show because we felt that people were looking for opportunities to pivot. People were looking for somehow how to get into this whole new normal. They needed guidance. They needed peers who were going through the same type of thing. And this became the community online that met every day at 5 o'clock, every single, weekdays from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. We were on air for 1 hour a day. And I'll never forget that we were so committed to that. And even if we didn't have a guest, there were many days where the guests would pull out last minute, and I'd have to sit in front of this for an hour and talk to you guys, just babbling for an hour. but that was okay because it was my commitment to all of you, to the entire community, to get through the pandemic. And now, well, things have finally, stabilized out there. We're finally past that whole period, and heaven, just pray that it never comes back, because those were some of the, as much as I love this whole community and everything, I think that was one of the darkest times for our lifetimes, I guess, collectively, because so much happened there that changed the world. Some for the better, but I believe still a lot hasn't been for the better. And we're starting to see that. But then again, I've always felt that, the best of us comes out during adversity, right? So as much as it was difficult, what it produces can be something special. So I think this community is one of those things that is a special thing that has come out of the pandemic. And so I'm truly grateful to all of you for being here and still being here after all these years. I mean, it's now 4 years since we first started the podcast. I mean, maybe a month off. We started in March, I think, of 2020. So next month, it'll be already 4 years. Crazy, huh? Absolutely nuts. Oh man, I can't even remember the last time we went live. Mark, not even, yeah, me too. I think it was somewhere around, it was definitely before Christmas. How much before Christmas, I can't remember. But yeah, I also missed it too. So who knows? We might have to bring it back. Even if we don't have a new format, we might have to bring it back, because there were so many things. Free Plug Friday. There was a lot of people loved the Free Plug Friday. There was, of course, the traffic news updates, Ask Me Anything, and then there was, of course, the raffles, and then the interviews as well. All right, let me check my little código over here. Okay, so we're ready to roll, everybody. Thanks for patiently waiting there for us, everyone. Really do appreciate your patience again, and bringing us back to the days of old when I used to just wing this every single time, feel like a beginner all over again. But now it's time to introduce our guests. Ladies and gentlemen, I did bring up why the importance of bringing our guests on today. It's about learning about something we can all do from home. Everyone has the power to do this. So without further ado, let's bring on from the born2win.ph or Born to Win PH, its founder. Please welcome Ferdy Pabalan, chairman and founder. Hey, Ferdy, what's up?
Hey, James. Good afternoon, and to your, I know, multiple viewers online. I'm a big fan, I must say. So is my dad.
Hey, thank you so much. Everyone's actually quite excited here. People are already chatting. I don't know if you can see the comments there, but people are already chatting about it. Excited to see that we have guests again, and you're the first of the year. So what a milestone.
It's a pleasure.
All right, let's get straight into Ferdy. I gave him a little primer. I'm not sure if you heard that, but for the sake of those who just joined us, the reason I told them that I wanted to have you on the show as well is you do offer a chance or opportunity for people to learn how to make money from home or wherever they might be and control their own hours, etc. Since the pandemic, this has become the normal or the new normal. And but of course, we could do with a few tips and tricks to help navigate through the space. Why Forex? Let's start with that.
Okay, well, as you mentioned, it has become the new normal, James, because during the pandemic, since almost the entire world, shut down, almost everyone was locked down, and everything was transitioned online. So this Forex trading online business did not only help people survive but also thrive in life. So kagaya ng sinabi mo, even after the pandemic, it has become the new normal, because for a lot of people, Forex trading is the number one online business. So just a quick info about Forex. Forex trading is a business where you can buy and sell different foreign currencies online. Okay, so wherever you are, as long as you have internet access around the world, even using your cell phone. Like right now, I'm actually monitoring the market on my cell phone as we speak. So it has become very accessible to people. So yun nga, new normal na siya.
All right. So now, I mean, I'm familiar with it as far as the customer's point of view. I mean, I buy Forex every time I travel, but who are your customers? Are you talking to just people like me? Are you talking to businesses? Who's the main customer base of Forex?
Actually, different kinds of people. My students, because I've been teaching forex over the past 11 years. I started teaching in 2013 at age 28. Okay, so a lot. I have students who are businessmen and women. I have customers or students who are professionals, OFWs a lot. Senior citizens who are retired or people who are looking to retire early in life, and a lot because you don't really need a financial background or any experience trading any other markets or any financial markets to learn forex. No, as long as you know that education will come first. And when you say education, we're not talking about YouTube University, because that's the biggest thing about the internet era. People always tend to think that everything can be studied online, like self-studied online. So forex trading is not actually one of them. It's an exception. So this is something that you have to really prioritize learning first, muna, and then you start small. Okay, get a good feel of the market, and of course, it's 90% psychology. So emotional mastery plays a big role, and so as risk management. All these things we teach here at Born Twin Philippines, because here in the Philippines and also for Filipinos around the world, we act like a forex school. So we are like a school for people who are interested to learn forex and of course how to make money from it.
All right. So there, you offer the courses. People can sign up for that and learn. Um, can you give us some freebies? I'm talking tips and tricks, just to get people sort of okay, something to say. Maybe if I want to learn more, I'll go on the course. But give us one or two freebies for now.
Okay. There are a lot of currencies or different foreign currencies. No, now how we make money is when these currencies go up, and also we can make money when these currencies go down in value, or we call them exchange rate or price. No, so the key to forex, number one, before we think about making money, and I always get asked this question, Coach, what is more important, making money or risk management? Well, ito yung greatest tip na mabibigay ko. It's actually kumbaga level yan parehas important, because even if you're winning a lot, and that's very easy to do, but you're also losing a lot on the other end, then of course it will not make any sense. So the key to it is risk management. Okay, you start small. Okay, doesn't matter how small, but the thing is, as we go, for every win, for every loss, of course, your skill, it gets developed. Diba? And as you progress, obviously, repetition is the mother of mastery. Diba? You tend to put more money. And when you're already consistent, you're already confident, you're comfortable, then that's a time that you gradually increase your capital. But again, the key to it is to start small, education first, and then get a good feel of the market and always manage the risk.
Awesome. Now, when you say start small, what's small? Can you give us a figure?
I have close to 3,000 students right now. And when I say students, they're not like bata. No, my students are normally adult between 21 to 70 years old. And most of them, they start between 25 to 50,000 pesos. And I'd say top siguro would be around 150K. But for a $25,000 small trading account, you can actually already get a good feel of the market.
Oh, that's in US, 25,000 to.
No, sorry, it's in peso. That's about 500 in US. Sorry.
That's not so small.
Yeah.
Okay, so they start off with that, and then I mean, pardon my ignorance here. No, I'm talking to me like I'm a 5-year-old here. You go out, physically buy the currency. Do you buy it digitally? How are you teaching people to trade? Do they hold on to the currency physically?
Okay. Well, forex trading is all about knowing exactly when to get in and, of course, when to get out. So what I do is I teach my students to start with major currencies. When we say major currencies, we're talking about the US dollar, the British pound, the euro, so on and so forth, because they are more stable. No, another good commodity to trade is actually, of course, gold. No, it's the favorite of all traders, as long as you understand the risk involved, also plus the volatility of the market. So you start with those currencies because they tend to be safer as they are more stable, no, being major currencies. And what I do is I teach technical and also fundamental analysis. I make it very easy and simple for people to understand. That's why when you look at the demographics of our graduates, you'd see lolos and lolas, you'd see fresh grads, you'd see housewives. So really, for the ordinary one de la Cruz, we make it easy and simple. That's why right now, I think we are the only Forex education provider in Asia na zero negative reviews because we have always made it our number one priority to provide not only the best quality of education in trading the currency markets, but also to make learning it enjoyable, ibig sabihin, to make it very easy and simple to follow. That's how we pride ourselves with.
Well, actually, I was going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you your opinion. Why do you think that multiple resources on the internet consider you as the number one most trusted forex trading platform, education provider, should I say, in the Philippines? What do you think that is attributed to?
Well, because my wife and I, Coach Aliana, my wife, is also helping out with coaching people. We're very hands-on. I mean, we have a staff of more than 20 people, but when it comes to teaching our students, no, we're really very hands-on. They actually, each one of them, imagine, there are almost 3,000 now around the world, but all of them, they have a direct access to me and all my like WhatsApp or Messenger. And we have this online community where they can always support or brainstorm or compare notes with their fellow student or fellow graduate traders from Born to in Philippines now. So not only have we established a community, we call it a family. So support system is always there. And just a couple of months ago, I started this exclusive Facebook page where I post my personal trades, so people can like make it a reference and actually copy them, just to show them the support that we are really very happy to provide. So I think that's the number one secret or key to our success as a business in Born to in Philippines. Yung support system is 101% solid talaga, and they all feel that.
Do you dabble in crypto at all, or is there any similarities in what you do with crypto?
What we started doing recently is we are trading Bitcoin against the dollar. And right now it's crazy because it has gone up to more than 51,000, 52,000 already, no? So what we're doing is we analyze the market so we can anticipate whether or not the Bitcoin will continue to go up or will regress, no? So that's also something that we started doing just this year. Not all the cryptocurrencies, but mainly the most stable one, that is the pioneer, of course, of all cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, because you can actually trade Bitcoin against the dollar. That's how it's measured when traded against the US dollar. So that's the only cryptocurrency that I personally trust right now.
Well, you're starting with your own advice, which is to start with the major currencies. So with you talking about your students about the dollar, the pound, the euro, now with you're starting with crypto, that is the main currency. In fact, many will argue that's the only currency, and the rest are just.
And I will agree.
So I'm glad you're not delving too deep into that, because you're right. You can get so burnt with some of the altcoins. There are some good ones, but hit and miss. But BTC is the only one of its kind. There's nothing else like it. But I guess the question is there, because I know we have a lot of crypto people on the channel, because we've been talking about crypto since 2021 when I got into it. And a lot of people followed the journey. A lot of people have gotten burned. A lot of people have gotten happy. I mean, we got all sorts of people here. So those people that are here that relate to crypto, are there similar things that apply to both Forex and let's say the learnings? If they're heavily into a crypto journey and they go to your Forex course, are there similar principles that they can use to adopt?
Yes, because at the end of the day, whether it's trading shares or currencies or cryptocurrencies, number one most important thing is always risk management. Okay, so you don't really expose your entire capital on any one or a couple of trades. No, the key to it is understanding the right proportion. And with our trading plan, we only teach our graduates to risk or to expose no more than 2%. Okay, 2% of their account balance or capital per trade. Plus, of course, the number of trades per day should also be limited. You don't keep your open trades or open positions, like multiple of them with not so much capital, because it can really burn you. But with all the research that we've done over the past 2016, so 8 years now, no, more than 90% of the people who loses in this game is the main problem is lack of education. That's why during my last guesting, and I was really hoping that the government will listen. I think number one most important thing right now, or one of the most important, is to provide financial or different financial literacy programs for ordinary Filipinos because they tend to be curious. People are always curious, especially as Filipinos. You know, when we get curious, what we do is we research and then we self-study, and then before you know it, we start putting in some money without really understanding the risk. Now that's the number one reason why people get burned in this kind of business. So again, I would like to stress number one most important thing is to get yourself educated so you don't so you understand not only how to make money but also the risk management side of things. That's very important, risk management.
It's strange, no, when you think about it, that money is at the center of everything we do, yet it's somewhat a taboo subject. Meaning we don't get taught how to handle money. We don't get taught the financial education that we deserve in schooling. It's almost if we're in some way deliberately kept out of it, so that maybe only a certain circle can really profit from it. So what I'm getting from you is that you're providing to the mainstream this financial education that should really be basic education for Filipinos in school. But sadly, we're not. That's not part of our curriculum.
Correct. Because in other countries, no, like first world countries, U.S. countries in Europe, and some of our neighboring countries in Asia, actually they have this course or at least an option, not just in college but as early as high school education. No, they teach people, or at least they introduce the market to the youth, no, on how to trade different financial instruments or asset classes. Here in the Philippines, even if you try and inquire, di ba, to the biggest and the most expensive universities, tama yung sinabi mo, Sir James, they still haven't started, no, really introducing it to students. So the tendency is for students, our youth, to have this employee mentality, which is wala namang masama. But if we want to really catch up with neighboring Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia or Indonesia, I would say, okay, based on my research, we have to start with financial literacy programs. And here in the Philippines, we are very similar to a forex school. No, so yung mga Filipinos, not only here but Filipinos overseas, they come to us, especially when they're interested to seriously learn forex and how to make money and also manage the risk in the market. That's so like we pride ourselves with serving like a school or a trading school for people.
Yeah, I've always found that quite bizarre because even the basics are, I find, not necessarily accurate in life. For example, I mean, it's save, save, save. We were always taught to save, save, save. Now, in principle, it sounds like that. Pardon me. That's great advice. You save part of your money. I wish somebody had told me to invest, 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 and not just save, 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 and then end up being behind inflation. Because if I shove that even in the bank under a mattress, it doesn't matter, piggy bank. And when I open that piggy bank and I'm looking at what 3 to 4 to 5% a year of inflation,
correct,
that money ain't worth it the same amount anymore. But yet that's how they teach us. They teach us how to work hard, not how to work smart. They teach us how to follow rules and stuff like that, rather than create our own path. And yet, again, like I said, this is at the center of everything that we do as humans. And even when we go for jobs, I find it there's people, they're too scared to talk packages. It's always an uncomfortable moment when you ask, so what kind of package are you expecting? Oh, they freeze up. It's like, why? Why are we so? Have you noticed this? Is this just me? Or you've noticed that we don't tend to be as open about money as a lot of other countries do. We keep
correct.
a lot.
I think it's more of realizing our value. Diba? Yesterday, my wife and I, we were in a meeting with an Australian, and actually that was one of our topics because Australians tend to be very straightforward. And he was like, because we understand what our value is, not only as a business but as an individual. So when we were driving home, I told my wife, sabi ko, you know what, love, actually that's something that we can share and we can also teach our students. No, when you know your value, so wherever you go, kahit na it's a simple job interview in the Philippines, or you go overseas, or you negotiate with international business people, stating what you want is really very important. No? Because ganun nga, diba? How much do you expect? So what you're really being asked is, how much do you think is your value or will be your future value to this company or business, no? So we should always be confident. And I think what will help us become confident is babalik ulit tayo doon. Di ba? Yung financial literacy, and really it's all about education. Because when you're always, when you know that you're educated, then you'd realize your real value or could be a big value to any business or company.
That's a very good point. I'm glad we touched on it because it's so true. And I think culturally, we tend to also be, a little bit nahihiya with certain things. But then now that we're in a digital space, especially Forex, a digital space, now you don't need to feel, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore what you look like, how tall you are, how short you are, whatever, you have pimples in your face, it doesn't matter. You can now, as you said, just work with the value that you're providing. Never
Correct.
mind whatever optics that used to be a problem in the old system where you had to face with people and then you have to work with their biases and prejudices, etc. Now we're all digital, almost all of us. So be confident in your own ability and what value you bring, and then therefore you shouldn't have any problem asking for what your worth is. And that's one of the things you teach. So,
Yes.
okay. Someone asked here a little earlier. They were, I see if I can find the comment. They were talking about the money that is, where was it? I wanted to ask it the way he asked it, but I think the bottom line was asking how much would it cost for the course? Let's say start out with 25,000. How much would the course cost?
Okay, because the 25,000 is normally between 25 to 50,000 pesos is the starting capital. Now, with regards to our course, as much as I'd love to pitch our course, I would suggest that you first attend our 3-hour free trading webinar for beginners. We actually have one running at 7 p.m. Tonight, no? Because we don't just we filter our students. We don't just accept if let's say they have the money to enroll, we accept them right away. No, because we're all after our image or credibility. Kasi what if they don't succeed? Then it would, diba? It would not mean well for the business. So I suggest everyone, if you're interested, find out and learn about the basics muna. And when you attend my webinar, you will notice a difference that I do not sugarcoat my lecture. Ibig sabihin, I'll tell you good things and also the not so good things about trading. So you can always visit our Facebook page. Just search for Born to Win PH or Born to Win Philippines on Facebook, and you send us a message or a PM. Then there's an automated system that will give you the links to our upcoming free 3-hour Forex or trading webinars for beginners. That's free.
Well, what are we looking at here? What's this QR code for?
I think it's for. I think it's it was placed there by my social media team for people to scan na lang ata so they can get directed to our Facebook page.
That's another way to get into your Facebook page or find out more about free webinars. But that's a great answer. I did find the question for whatever it's worth, how it was phrased. Erickson Tan asked the question, 25K ang minimum investment. Magkano naman ang training in ilang session? So we've answered that already. Best advice now is to be able to go on to the free webinar. How long is this for? 3 hours, right?
3 hours, yes. And we do it 3 times a week. Normally Wednesdays and Fridays, 7 until 10 p.m. And weekends, normally 1 p.m. till 4 p.m.
This is great. Okay, and then by this stage, you'll be able to find out whether this is for you or not. I mean, 3 hours is enough time to say, okay, kaya or hindi kaya, I'll try it out or won't try it out. But it costs you nothing to find out. I appreciate that. That's great because we always like to give value to our listeners here and our viewers, because this was basically how the show was started. It was really, and this is another reason why I was happy to have you on board and created a special day for it, because this is the spirit of Tita Clock. It was always sharing opportunities. This was how it was born. And we had multiple people like yourself who help people pivot, who help people get into this new normal and try to find out new skills, etc. So we're always hungry for new information. If just in case somebody doesn't have enough time right now to go for the 3 hours and they just want little snippets, what are some of the risks associated with the trading Forex and how do you manage it?
Okay. Well, exposure plays a very, understanding how to manage the risk means knowing the exact proportion, diba, on how much of your capital you should be exposing. So again, just a very quick overview. you should never be risking no more than 2% of your capital on any given trade. Okay, so that's ibig sabihin, if in case the market went against you, ibig sabihin kabaliktaran yung analysis mo. Let's say you were anticipating a currency to go up, but then let's say it went down, no? And that can happen anytime. At least your maximum losses would only be 2% of your capital. So risk management talaga plays a very important part because for most people who are not really educated enough, no, in the forex market, what they tend to do is they expose their entire portfolio or their entire capital on a couple of trades, and if the market goes against you, of course, it can wipe you out. So yung tamang proportion, we actually dedicate at least a couple of sessions with our students, no, to really understand that. Now, if your capital is just small, okay, your position size should also be small lang. But if if you have a bigger capital, then that's the only time that you consider to really expose with a bigger trade or a bigger position. So there's always right proportioning.
Great.
We call it
And
risk management.
just to be very clear about it, this is this type of thing because there's a forex business that a lot of people are familiar with, which is the old-fashioned way where you physically carry the cash and then people who travel buy the forex, etc. What you're doing is not quite like that, right? You're literally trading like you would be trading stocks. You're not interacting personally with these people. You're just buying, selling on an exchange. That's correct?
Yes, correct. And it's an online exchange, so people can do it on their computers, or if it's easier, and I'm sure it is as over using their cell phones. And what you're doing is actually not speculating, but we call it forecasting, no, smart forecasting or anticipating when the prices of these different foreign currencies will go up and down. And
Okay, so
also,
that,
sorry, I just would like to add, when you start trading, for beginners out there who are interested, okay, when you start trading, start to focus only with a maximum of three different currencies or currency pairs. You don't trade all of them because normally, if you're a beginner, you would be given almost 100 different currency pairs, majors and minors to choose from. So, of course, it will drive you crazy. But if you focus on, let's start with one, and then eventually two, and then maybe maximum. I trade only maximum of three currency pairs right now, no, or trading pairs, no. That way you can get yourself very much familiarized, di ba? Kung anong months or seasons sila tumataas, bumabagsak, or whatnot, and you don't complicate yourself because I always tell my students that a confused mind doesn't win.
all right. Well, that sounds pretty great. I guess the final question is, I think I already know the answer to all of this, but I want to hear it from you. So with everything you just said, do you need any kind of qualifications for people to start here, educational attainments or anything like that? Or is it just an open mind and some risk management?
Well, honestly, as long as they are willing to learn and they are committed to start and never quit, then we'd also never quit on them. And this is not a showbiz answer. All my students know this, and I'm sure a lot of them are watching right now. In Tagalog, I always tell them na as long as you're willing to learn, doesn't matter kung quick learner ka, slow or average, as long as hindi mo susukuan to, hindi ka rin namin susukuan. And I guess over the past 11 years, we have proven that to be very true.
Well, 11 years is a long time on the internet, everywhere else. So congratulations for staying around for that long. Congratulations also on being the number one trusted education provider for this. I mean, it's widely credited by your own users. As you said, no negative comments in there, which is incredible for the internet. I don't know how that's possible. The internet will find something wrong with anything, right? A flower.
Actually, the biggest blessing that we have in Bordeaux in Philippines, the reviews from our clients. Super yun, super yun, super.
There you go. So thank you for coming on board and giving people an opportunity. I really appreciate the link that you shared. Maybe we can flash that QR code up one more time just so people have access to that webinar that's happening later on at 7 p.m. tonight. If you missed that, there's also other webinars, as you said, twice a week. It's being run. That's a great way to get started. It will cost you nothing. And if you like it, then you can start going in with your own appetite for investment and learning as well. So really do appreciate you coming on board, Ferdy. You've been great. You got a lot of fans here. A lot of people. You're right. I think your students are already tuned in, and hopefully you get more new students with this. And hopefully one of those students is me, because I'm always
Okay.
looking.
Always, because I've always been a big fan, and I super appreciate that. Actually, even my wife, my mom, my girls, they're super kilig that actually I'm in your show, because they always see me watching you on YouTube, and during because I'm a very big car enthusiast, so they are very familiar. When I told them earlier this morning that I'll be in your show, they'd be like, "Okay, we should be home early and we should all be watching," and they're all there watching right now. Can I give them a big shout out, James? Is that
Sure,
fine?
please do.
Okay, I would like to shout out, of course, my beautiful wife, Coach Aliana, my mom, my dad, my sister, Jerick, and all the girls. We have 6 kids. I would like to say hi. And we're here. Francesca, Kaylee, Francine, Faith, Aliyah, Win-Win, and of course, 3,000 strong Born Twin Philippines family. Okay, hi. Sir James,
No wonder you have a sideline. You have a side. You have 6 kids, man. I would
Yeah.
have sidelines too if I had 6. I have plenty. I have 6 sidelines. No wonder. No wonder. It makes a lot of sense. Hi guys. Thanks for being for tuning in and supporting your dad, and of course your husband when for coaching. Really appreciate you coming on board, and we look forward to the next. All of these gray hairs came from crypto, see. So maybe it's time to hey, crypto's up right now, so it's a good time for everybody. Let's join in and see if we can make some money. Thanks very much, Ferdy.
Thanks for having me, James. Appreciate
Okay, that was for the coach, Ferdy Pabalan, and I hope you learned quite a bit from him, because I did. There was quite a lot there to pick up from, and the best part of it all is a risk-free 3-hour free webinar to learn the basics to see if you want to move forward. But I can honestly say I've not done the Forex route, but I've done the crypto route, and I did ask Coach Ferdy if there was similarities. He said there's a lot of similarities in some of the technicalities, the analysis, and the basics. And now I flash back to my journey, and had I met somebody like Coach Ferdy for crypto, maybe I wouldn't have as many white hairs as I have now. So I think it's a good thing if that's your line. That's something that you're committed to. I think those are key words. He also said that you are committed to this, because I don't know the Forex, but I know from crypto, again, many similarities can be drawn. You really need to draw on some real inner strength when times are tough. You need to dig deep into your why when things go red. Everyone can be a hero when things are going great in a bull market. It's when things are going really south that you start to think, okay, why would I get into this? What's my resolve, etc. So it is important that you have that right kind of mindset. Spend 3 hours with him, find out if you're cut out for this. If you are, take the risk, learn how to do risk management. If not, then maybe you find something else that's more for your appetite. Again, everyone has their own journeys, but it's great to have mentors like this or coaches like this that can guide us through, because there are definitely opportunities, should I say, out there. All right, another opportunity that we have out there is we have 3. All right, we have 3 raffles to get through from 3 wonderful supporting sponsors. Let's kick things off first with the Chang'an Power Bank. Okay, so we've got 3 pieces of these for celebrating the Chinese New Year, or the Chang'an New Year as they call it. And I tried the X7 Pro while we're loading this, and I got it. Where's the dog? Where's Rocket?
Busy. He's getting some treat.
Excuse me, he's too busy for us now. Okay, fine, Rocket. All right, I'll press it. But I just wanted to say, while I was ready to press it, I did try the X7 Plus, courtesy of our sponsor today, Chang'an, who's sponsoring these power banks. I gotta say about this car, 7-seater, 1.399. That's a new price. That's their really very aggressively priced. I can't think of another 7-seater compact SUV that's as good as that in terms of value for money and everything. I'm trying to think of what's out there that is as good and well packed as this X7 Plus. and I was very impressed by it. I liked the way it drove. I liked the features it had. I even like the look, and I think it's great that we have Chinese companies that are coming in that are setting new standards. Because let's face it, the Chinese brands that have come in, it's been hit and miss, right? Not all of them have been great. There are some good ones out there, and there's some really bad ones out there. But now people like Chang'an using Inchcape. Inchcape is the world's largest automotive distributor that distributes many brands, including Chang'an, are really putting down serious investment into this because they want to raise the standard and the perception of Chinese cars. And I think this is definitely a step in the right direction, the X7 Plus. So check it out. If you're looking for something in the market right now that seats 7, you owe it to yourself to at least look at it. That's all. Cars are very individual, personal preferences and purchases, but you at least owe yourself to consider it, because you might just find, wow, I've got everything I need in this particular car. The warranties are great. It's comfortable. It does its trick. It's distributed by a very reputable company. So if you're going to take a risk on a newer brand, stick with brands that are just as invested in them as you are, because that will be the second biggest investment you will probably make in your lifetime. So you want to know that the person selling you has also made equally a big investment as well, which Chang'an has done. All right. Is that enough for the whatchamacallit power bank X, or is Sir Royal Highness Rocket ready? Or is he?
Rocket's really indisposed right now. He's
Okay.
he's
All
really busy eating treats.
Okay.
So you have to do it alone. Okay, you have to do the pressing.
All right. I'm waiting for that thing to. There you go. All right. Do I get a treat? There you go. I want a treat now. I don't know why I'm alpha gelling my hands. Whirlwind. Whirlwind. Cha Manzano. Warren Pasquale. Right. So those are our winners for the Chang'an Power Bank. Very handy to have. More power to you. Woohoo! See what I did there? Rockets on leave. Yeah. Okay. Next up, 10,000 pesos cash. Can't wait for this. This is very exciting. Ready? $10K. I'm gonna. Wow. I had to screenshot that, because that is what I'll send to the private room. By the way, I hope all you guys are in the private room. Basically, one of the advantages of being in a private room is you get some exclusive raffles. And even on the raffles where everyone can join, like these ones, what you do get is you get a DM if you win, right? So you will get a DM in the private group so that you can, sometimes you might miss a story. Before we used to post a story, and we still do, 24 hours, it stays up. And then if you don't, but this one, at least you can, you got a far better chance to see because it enters your inbox, right? So that's one huge advantage of the private room. The other is, of course, you get a lot of different little exclusive bits of info and stuff like that. But some people join just for the sake of having their winnings. If they win, it's sent straight to them, to the inbox. Okay. Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate that. Next up, we have another 10K, and that is courtesy of our friends at JobYoda. JobYoda. Gotta say, these guys here supported us pre-pandemic, and they grew so much. One of the things that they told us is they had so many signups from the first time they came on the show. They had so many signups that they crashed. Their servers crashed. those were their words, not mine. I was shocked too. I was like, what? They had so many sign-ups, it crashed the system for a while. Then they were able to, of course, get it back up and running very quickly. And then since then, they've 10x'd in every aspect. They've 10x'd in user base, 10x'd in job listings, and they've just grown and grown and grown. So they're so happy they came back just to say that, and then also to offer 10K, because we all know it's like when you're job hunting, you need every cent you can get to get out there, get dressed, look good, etc., etc. So wow, there's 2019 James over there. Does he look much different? That's 2024 James. The other one was 2019 James. 5 years difference. Big difference? Yeah. I don't know. You tell me. So, all right. Final one. You ready to roll? Let's do it. Wow. Mickey Sandoval. I like what you did there. A course on how to win the raffle. Oh. Elaine. I wonder if Elaine's here. Well, where are the odds that she's watching live? Elaine, if you are out there, pop us a message here. If not, we'll post it on stories. And if not that, if you don't get it on that, if you're a member of the private room, it'll be sent to your inbox, DM. You can check, is that me? Okay, if you win, you know how to collect. You just have to send a message to Rocket on IG. His address is this, @the.rocket.launcher. Just send a screenshot just of what you saw and send it from the account that you won with, right? That you joined with, so that we can, it's easy once we see that, because our software is able to pick up whether it was the same account. Just in case you have two people have the same name, software is able to say, no, this was not the account that joined and blah, blah, blah. So easily done. Congratulations if you did win. If not, we're definitely coming back with more big ones next week and every week after that. We've had our little break. It's going to be Tuloy from now. So on behalf of the entire Tita Clock team here, we thank you for joining us and spending your Friday afternoon, early evening with us. Please have a safe and wonderful weekend, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye for now. Drive safely.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop and talk a while.